My name is Amy Jenkins. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Education Elements. Education Elements works with districts across the country to help them solve their biggest problems. There's a lot of different challenges that school districts face, and we help them think through all of them. We're able to do that because we have a team of people who are experienced educators, experienced consultants, problem solvers, and collaborators who are able to really help the districts to get what they need in order to move forward and improve student outcomes. Education Elements is a consulting firm at heart. We're not a PD organization. We're not going to come in and do a training and walk away. We're also not going to come in and leave a product and walk away. We come in and we do real consulting projects. That has to do with figuring out what the problem is and really getting to the heart of it, and then working side by side along a district to help them solve it. Education Elements is a mission-driven organization. Every single person here really cares about K-12 education. There's a lot of consulting companies out there that dabble in K-12 education. I came from an organization that did that. Everybody here is committed to it. We're committed to student outcomes. We're committed to transformation, and we all care incredibly deeply about the work and about the outcomes of it. A lot of times when organizations are thinking about a big change they want to do, they might come up with a strategy, they might come up with a set of tactics, and what they often leave out is how do we actually need to shift the mindsets of the people in here? How do we create buy-in? How do we get people excited about this? How do we change the way that they're thinking about the work so that they can do the work differently? That comes alive a lot in the work we do around personalized learning. Telling people to go on personalized learning isn't going to be enough. Helping them understand the why, helping them think about why they want to do those things and the impact that it's going to have really helps to shift their mindsets. And that's not just for the teachers. We have to think about the principals, we have to think about the district leaders, and we have to think about how do we really get to the heart of the work as well as the what and the how. When we think about change, we can change things at a lot of different levels. We can think about the district level, we can think about the school level, we can think about the classroom level, and whatever the type of changes that we're helping to implement, it's all about how do we help students be better off in the end. And there are a lot of ways that you can address that. We can do that through teaching and learning. We can think about how do we personalize learning, how do we implement a competency-based model. We might think about how do we get better curriculum, so how do we do a better job at selecting it, how do we do a better job at procuring it, or it could be about something like organizational design. Is our organization set up for success? But in the end, the reason why we're doing that work is because when those things are doing well, student outcomes are going to be better in the end, and that's something that we all care really deeply about. A lot of our work focuses on the adults in the system. It's really important to recognize that they're all learners too, and we need to focus on their needs. So we think about things like capacity building. How do we build the capacity of the district? How do we build the capacity of the principals? How do we build the capacity of the teachers? And how are we constantly differentiating? That's one of the things I think districts really value about working with us, is that we are there coaching and supporting them. We're recognizing what they need, and we're making sure that they get that so that we get to that ultimate outcome of better supported students. When we do our work and when we plan, we do it responsively. What we actually do is we think about how do we help you do something now that you're going to be able to adapt and plan for the future. That has to do with how we run our own organization, and that has to do with how we go out and we help districts. We're constantly thinking, not about a strategic plan that you're just going to look back on in 5 years when it's time to renew it, but something that you're going to look at on a really frequent basis, that you're going to update based on the way the world is changing. We want to make sure you're always going to be able to move forward and that we're giving you the tools and the resources to do that. One of the most common questions that we hear is, am I doing all right? Am I doing this right? So we created something called OnPoint. It's like a credit score for personalized learning. It lets you know where you are in terms of your implementation. How do you score, which lets you know how do I stack up against other districts, but also where should I focus now? So it's answering a bunch of questions for people. What is my starting point? What do I need to do to get to the next level? What are other districts who are in a similar spot doing? And then, did I make it? did I get what I wanted to get? We organize and we align. We think about all of the information, all of the emails, all of the dates, all of the documents that people are constantly sending back and forth when they're trying to do large-scale change initiatives, and we put it all in one place. So we developed TouchPoint. TouchPoint helps you to manage your change initiative. It gives you the ability to put everything in one place, to be able to access all of the resources. And what we're finding is it really strengthens the work that a district is trying to do because it helps them to stay aligned. It helps to organize the work. That mirrors the way that we approach all of our work. We're constantly thinking about how do we make sure teams are on the same page. And in the case of TouchPoint, it's a platform that enables that. I've given you a lot of information about what Education Elements does. I think the main thing I'd want you to walk away with is that we help districts solve their challenges and that we're going to work with you side by side in order to do it. You can go to our website, there's a lot of resources. You can learn more about what we do. You can see a lot of blog posts and white papers and infographics that describe what that work looks like. But what I'd love to do is have a conversation with you. So reach out to us. You can do it on our website. You can do it via email. And let's talk about what challenges you're facing and if there's ways we can help you.